Hi, and welcome back to Just Another Stitch. For those that don't know me, my name is Connie, and if you're new to my channel, I'd like to welcome you. And today we're going to learn how to do the double crochet stitch. So first we're going to make a slip knot, and if you need more practice on this, I have a tutorial on making slip knots. But you're going to start off with the skein, the end piece in your left hand, and the part that's attached to the skein of yarn will be in your right hand, and you want to leave a tail. Okay, so you put what's in your right hand on top of the left like this, so the left yarn is underneath. Then you're going to take the yarn attached to the skein and pull through the loop like that, and you're going to tighten it. Okay, and we're going to chain 10. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so we're going to make sure we have 10 stitches. Okay, so as you recall, the knot does not count as a stitch, and your stitches look like little hearts. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And this is the loop that's connected to the hook, and that does not count as a stitch. Okay, so this is how it was. So you're going to turn it, and you want the little, to crochet into the side, the back side of it. And if you recall, it looks like a circle with a bore. Okay, and with double crochet, you're going to skip 3 stitches. And as you recall, in single crochet you skipped 1 stitch. Half double crochet you skip 2 stitches. And in double crochet you skip 3. And it gives you added height. So you're going to yarn over. Okay. You're going to skip the 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. So that's the 4th right here. So you go into that 4th stitch, and you pull it through the bore. Okay. So now you're going to yarn over, go through that base stitch. Okay. You have 3 yarns on the hook. Okay. You're going to yarn over again, and this is where it gets different from the half double crochet stitch. You're only going to go through 2 of the loops. Okay. Okay, and now you have 2 loops on the hook. Okay, so you yarn over again, and then you go through both those loops, and now you have your first stitch done. Okay, so you yarn over. Okay, you go through the bore, and like I said, I'm not good with the first row, so I tend to have to force my hook in that row. So okay, you yarn over, you pull through the base stitch, okay? You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over again, go through just 2 of those. So now you have 2 remaining. You yarn over again, and you go through both. Okay? So now we're going to do another stitch. Yarn over. Okay. Go through that bore. Okay. Yarn over. Go through that base stitch. Yarn over. Go through 2 of the loops. Okay, you're going to have 2 left. Yarn over again and go through both. Okay, now you yarn over, go through the base, go through the bore, yarn over, go through that base stitch, okay? You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, and go through both of them, okay? So now we completed another stitch. Okay, now you're going to yarn over, go through the bore, okay, yarn over again, go through the base stitch, yarn over, go through 2 loops, yarn over, go through both loops. Okay, so yarn over, go through the bore, yarn over, go through the base stitch, yarn over, go through 2 loops, yarn over, go through both. Okay, you're going to yarn over, go through that last bore, okay, yarn over, go through the base stitch, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, and go through the final 2, okay? And now we're at the end of the row. And we want to count our stitches, okay? And if you recall, they look like hearts. And the loop does not count. That's what's attached to your hook, okay? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And as you recall, you skipped the first 3 stitches, so that's why you only have 7 now. Okay, I want to point out to you how the stitches are constructed with a double crochet stitch. And this area here, where the stitch is at on the face side, you'll have 5 strands of yarn if you really dig into it, and you'll have the bore on top. And that is how you can recognize the stitches on the face side. It has 5 strands with a bore. But I prefer to count from the top because it looks consistent with all your stitches. Okay. So, now that we finished this row, we're going to chain 3. And you're going to do this at the end of every row with the double crochet stitch. So you go 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to turn our work, okay? And you want to place our good friend, Mr. Stitch Marker. That way you can tell where the row starts, okay? And I'm going to get the yarn over ready. And since we chained 3, we're going to skip those 3 chains, okay? And you're going to go into the 4th stitch, okay? And you go through both the front loop and the back loop of the stitch, okay? You yarn over again. You go through the base stitch, both loops of the base stitch, okay? You yarn over. You go through 2 loops, yarn over again, and go through the other 2. Oops. The yarn was splitting on me, okay? So you yarn over, go through both loops of your stitch, yarn over, go through the base stitch, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, and go through the other 2. Okay. So yarn over, go through both your loops. See, you're through both of them like that, okay? Yarn over, go through the base stitch, yarn over, turn your hook, go through 2, yarn over, and go through the other 2. Yarn over, oops. Okay. Go through both loops, yarn over, yarn, go through 2, yarn over, and go through the other 2. Okay, yarn over, go through both loops, yarn over, go through the base stitch, yarn over, go through 2, oops, yarn over, and go through the other 2. Okay, we're going to yarn over again, go through both loops. Oops, I don't think I got it in right. There. Okay. Yarn over, go through the base stitch, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, and go through the other 2. Okay, you yarn over, and this is your last stitch here, okay? You go through, my hand's not working. You go through that stitch. Sorry, I had to force it. Yarn over, go through that stitch, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, and go through the other 2, okay? And we have finished the row. And you want to make sure you have 7 stitches. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. So again, at the end of the row, you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Then you're going to turn and you place Mr. Stitch Marker. Okay. You yarn over. And remember, you're going to skip those 3 stitches you just chained. And you're going to go into that 4th stitch. Right there. You yarn over. Go into the base stitch. Yarn over. Go through 2. Yarn over. And go through the other 2. Okay, and you just keep continuing doing that. And when you get to the end of your rows with the double crochet stitch, you're always going to chain 3. With single crochet, you chain 1. Half double crochet, you chain 2. The double crochet, you always chain 3. And you have to do this at the end of your row. Then you'll turn your work, and you'll want to add your stitch marker. Okay? You skip the 3 stitches you just chained. Just like with single crochet stitch, you skip the 1 stitch. With half double, you skip the 2 stitches. Double crochet, you're skipping 3. And then you go into that 4th stitch and you just keep going and you just keep repeating that process. And this is how you do the double crochet stitch.